Good morning, dear Dharma friends. How wonderful to get to meet again. It is dark and rainy out. It's quite different from the summer. Interesting. I enjoy my little pilgrimage across the backyard. I have Buddha with me this morning. You'll probably hear him click and clack a little bit. Not the Tappet brothers, but Buddha and his recently cut toenails, but he does make noise in here. He'll probably sense that Jennifer will feed him if he goes out into the house soon. So, what good fortune to be able to be together around the warmth of the Dharma. Mary Oliver again. Sometimes I get stuck in the Mary Oliver section. It's so nourishing all by itself. And this seems like a good time for this poem. It's called Wage Peace. Wage peace with your breath. Breathe in firemen and rubble. Breathe out whole buildings and flocks of red-winged blackbirds. Breathe in terrorists and breathe out sleeping children and freshly mown fields. Breathe in confusion and breathe out maple trees. Breathe in the fallen and breathe out lifelong friendships intact. Wage peace with your listening. Hearing sirens, pray loud. Remember your tools. Flower seeds, clothespins, clean rivers. Make soup. Play music. Learn the word for thank you in 3 languages. Learn to knit and make a hat. Think of chaos as dancing raspberries. Imagine grief as the outbreath of beauty, or the gesture of fish. Swim for the other side. Wage peace. Never has the world seemed so fresh and precious. Have a cup of tea and rejoice. Act as if armistice has already arrived. Don't wait another minute. Sounds like the chant on loving kindness. Wage peace with your breath. Breathe in firemen and rubble. Breathe out whole buildings and flocks of red-winged blackbirds. Breathe in terrorists and breathe out sleeping children and freshly mown fields. Breathe in confusion and breathe out maple trees. Breathe in the fallen and breathe out lifelong friendships intact. Wage peace with your listening. Hearing sirens, pray loud. Remember your tools. Flower seeds, clothespins, clean rivers. Make soup. Play music. Learn the word for thank you in 3 languages. Learn to knit and make a hat. Think of chaos as dancing raspberries. Imagine grief as the outbreath of beauty. That's quite a line. Imagine grief as the outbreath of beauty, or the gesture of fish. Swim for the other side. Wage peace. Never has the world seemed so fresh and precious. Have a cup of tea and rejoice. Act as if armistice has already arrived. Don't wait another minute. Act as though we are already the Buddha. Don't wait another minute. Act as though we are already Kuan Yin. Don't wait another minute. Okay. Well, the world is pretty nuts, isn't it? Boy, oh boy. This morning I didn't even glance at the news, so I have no idea what absurdities have happened overnight. But what I do know is that it's morning and it's time to remember the refuges. I take refuge in the Buddha. I realize I gotta turn up a knob here. There we go. That might be better. I take refuge in the Buddha, the one who shows me the way in this life. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Buddhaya. I take refuge in the Dharma, the way of understanding and love. Namo Dharmaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Dharmaya. I take refuge in the Sangha, the community of mindful harmony. Namo Sangaya, Namo Sangaya, Namo Sangaya. Refuge in being awake, being mindful, being loving and compassionate. Refuge in the way things actually are, constantly changing. And refuge in community, in the connection with each other and with our lineage of forebears and with all of life. I had a little conversation with a squirrel in the backyard last night. Fat squirrel. They're well fed here. I apologized to the squirrel for the aggression of my little dog. And told the squirrel that I had nothing. There's nothing I can do about it. He's just not bright enough to intervene with his carnal wishes. But it was we looked at each other for quite a long time. That squirrel and me. Lives up in the tree here. Family. So, dear friends, let's sit together. Let's be together. Let us be. Switch to human being rather than human doing. Landing. It's such a relief. It's such a relief to just stop. To plop into the body. To notice the aliveness where the body presses against the chair. For awareness to contain, to open into, to acknowledge the hands. To embrace and acknowledge the face. In fact, to embrace and acknowledge the entirety of this human body. And to notice that it breathes. The practice is mindfulness of in-breathing and out-breathing. Though really it's awake to everything. Awake to the wandering mind. Practicing bare attention, which is attention that is right here at the senses. To really notice the actual physiology, the aliveness of breathing in and breathing out. Awareness arises at the still point, the point where everything emerges out of non-existence into being. A breath begins, rises to fullness, and then ends. A thought begins, and maybe a thought stream happens. Maybe an intense wandering mind happens. And then it ends. We awaken to the fact of origins and endings. There's a common experience that we have of a sort of ongoing monologue, commenting on this and that. It's the I, me, mine monologue. As mindfulness and concentration and the other enlightenment factors strengthen, this talking to myself, conditioning, will become more and more obvious. Nothing needs to be done about it except to notice. And in that noticing, it's clear that the who that I am is not that. That's who I might, or there might be the belief that I am that. But notice how that comes and goes. And that with bare attention, there's just breathing. There's just thoughts. There's just sensations. There's just emotions. Each breath begins. It rises to fullness. It changes direction. Breathing in turns to breathing out. Breathing out comes to an end. Nighttime begins, comes to fullness, and vanishes. Daylight comes to fullness, and vanishes. We sit here in the fullness of mindful presence. Awake. And perhaps experimenting with inviting awareness to inhabit, to illuminate the whole body. The feet, the hands, the face, the back. And within this long form, the upper third, or the middle third in a way, notice how it expands and contracts. in this present moment, it's possible to imagine a future. And we could imagine that future to be today. Are there plans for today? Do you have plans for this day? Is there shopping to do, or something to write, or taking care of children, or a conference call to be on? Is there taking care of an aged parent, or job seeking? Is there work to do in the garden? Imagine yourself doing it very mindfully. Remembering as you sit in front of your computer, all right, I'm sitting here in front of the computer. Might it be a good day to fast from social media or the news? Or at least whenever you pick up your phone or turn on whatever device you use, to notice that you're doing that and notice why. One hand of the practice is the formal training, sitting in meditation, going to the gym of meditation. The other hand is practice in daily life, practice of what posture am I in? Oh, so this is driving the car. This is turning the ignition key. This is pressing the ignition button. This is turning left. This is turning right. You could make the intention to be really aware when speaking or writing. Is what I'm about to say or write true? Is it kind? Is it intended to be helpful? Is this the right time? And so we can form the intention now in meditative practice to be mindful throughout the day. If it happens that we get lost in some activity, or maybe lost in some mood, or maybe lost in anger and conflict, maybe lost in pain, there always will come a moment when we resurface. Whew, that was a deep one. And be attentive for any self-recrimination for imperfection, because that doesn't help. What helps is waking up. So we can form an intention to be mindful in every moment. And somehow or another, this potentiates the actual doing of it. And now, as we come to the end of this time of inwardness, please notice your body where it touches the chair or cushion or floor. Notice the life in your feet and toes, in your hands and fingers. more accurately, in the hands and fingers, in the face, in the jaw, in the cheeks and nose, in the eyes and the forehead, and the scalp. And notice that you exist in space. There's space around you. And bringing awareness now into the eyes and doing that remarkable practice of being aware of the intention to open the eyes and then letting them open. More accurately, doing the work of lifting the eyelids. And then there's seeing, and we can see if we want with the eyes of gratitude and blessing. Pick someone, wish them well. I just had a fun association. I haven't seen shops defended in this way so much here, but all over the third world, is they have heavy metal doors that kind of you push them up and they roll, and then they lock them at the ground. But they're noisy, and in the evening when they close up, it's like, "Grrr!" And then in the morning when you open them up, they're kind of heavy. And I had the notion with my eyelids, it's like, well, opening for business. Opening for the business of the day. Hi. Thanks for being here. It's a good thing for me. So I will need to end very close to 8 this morning. We have our monthly PIMC board meeting. And I think I'm just going to repeat all the previous announcements. Jim's on Saturday. Come and do a day with him. Next Saturday, Mary Stankavage is doing a day long. And please remember to support your Dharma Center. So, how are you? What's up? What's up?
Robert, this is Had.
Hello, Had.
Good morning. 2 months ago, there was a sound of construction in the background at your house.
Yeah.
In the morning meditation. Can you give us an update on how that house is coming along? Is anyone living in it?
There are 9 houses being built within 100 yards, and I don't pay much attention. I drive by them, but they're turning in. There's framing happening, and yeah. And there's occasionally really great mariachi music and Spanish songs. They put a radio up on the roof or something. It's very comforting. Homes for people.
Morning, Robert. This is Susanna.
I'm looking for you. Where are you, Susanna? Hang on here. Oh, there we go. Would you wave, please? Oh, there you are. Good. Yay. Nice gestures.
Good morning. I just wanted to share a fun image that came up for me when you were leading us with a full body meditation.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine myself as a sea anemone, and just in the water, no future, no past, just being brushed side to side. It was really very sweet. So I just wanted to thank you. That was fun. I wanted to share it.
Thank you. Are you one of those beautiful colored anemones? I think you.
It was light, kind of a light turquoise, I think.
Ooh, nice. I am discovering the power of regular practice in my yoga and stretching. Last night I spent about an hour working with my hip, which has been quite difficult for several months. And I've been concerned that maybe I was not going to be able to even walk around the block. And last night before bed, I was walking absolutely normally. And it got tight overnight, but surprisingly, regular practice really seems to work. Did I just see a sheep? You have a sheep? Can you unmute yourself, Denise? There you are.
Yes, it is a sheep. Yeah, it's a Bummerland that actually was conceived on the day we went into quarantine.
Huh.
And he doesn't let me just rest, so since I have to go feed him, I can't not hear him.
I see. Does he have a name?
Rammy Lamb Burnside.
Randy Lamb Burnside. All right. That was quite a surprise to suddenly see a sheep. It's good. Everyone wants to practice, of course. Thanks.
He does.
Bye, Peter.
Good morning, it's Francine.
Hello, Francine.
Well, here's a revelation, and I'm not sure I have all the words for this, but I was boring myself on Saturday because I couldn't figure out anything else active to do. So I thought, well, let me check out this Robert guy's blog. And I pulled up something that was actually a a guided meditation while you were in the center. And in the center maybe once or twice, so there it was, and I got to look around and saw that, and you went on as you do. And you came to a part that said, the one that knows.
Mm.
And I got furious. Out of nowhere, just this raging fury about you, about the practice, about me. I felt like a 5-year-old stamping my feet. It was like, what is this? The 4-letter word started flying. Lots of tears because I wasn't sure about, who is that knows. And there I was witnessing this whole process and came through it with a lot of glee that I could bear witness. So it was a wonderful Saturday afternoon.
Spoken like a true meditator.
Well, I knew it was doubt, and it was I think I was experienced the separation, having seen the center and the community sitting there and understanding that loss.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, it was a big Saturday. I sat with that for a long time.
It is a giant thing that I remember the moment of having to make the decision to close the center, and it seems so surreal. Like this isn't really happening, is it? This isn't that serious. And then I forget who, maybe it was Gregory, I think, sent me the email from Dharma Rain Zen Center, and then Oregon Zen Community, and I was so sad. It's like, what, we have to do this. Made a sign, put it on the front door, and put things in motion, but it's a big loss. Fortunately, the center is well and happy. Physically, we are financially, thanks to everyone's great help, we are doing fine financially. There's no likelihood that we're going to disappear, as is happening with Dharma centers and, of course, stores all over the country. So, but it is a big loss. The togetherness, sometimes 75 or 100 people would stay after meditation on Sundays and schmooze for an hour or two. And then every night of the week there was something happening, and there will be again. I think we're headed there. But thank you for sharing and observing.
Thank you.
Hello, it's Carol.
Hello, Carol. I saw you
Yes.
for a moment. There you are.
Yesterday at the end of our session, I can't remember the dear man's name, one of our Dharma friends shared about pushing back as a way of creating some calm within. And right after that, I received a poem in an email that kind of related to that idea, and I wanted to share it if that's okay. It's written by Albert Camus. It's called As She Is. He says, in the midst of hate, I found there was within me an invincible love. In the midst of tears, I found there was within me an invincible smile. In the midst of chaos, I found there was within me an invincible calm. I realized through it all that in the midst of winter, I found there was within me an invincible summer. And that makes me happy, for it says that no matter how hard the world pushes against me, within me there is something stronger, something better, pushing right back.
Again, please.
In the midst of hate, I found there was within me an invincible love. In the midst of tears, I found there was within me an invincible smile. In the midst of chaos, I found there was within me an invincible calm. I realized through it all that in the midst of winter, I found there was within me an invincible summer. And that makes me happy, for it says no matter how hard the world pushes against me, within me there is something stronger, something better, pushing right back. Just seems so timely after that thought had been shared yesterday.
Thanks, Carol. I think we're experiencing something unique in electronic media, which is that it's okay for nothing to happen, quote, for quote, nothing to happen, close quotes. It's okay to let there be space, and then when there's something to happen, it happens. Very Quaker-like of us. Beautifully Quaker-like. Well, is there anything on the tip of a heart that would like to be spoken?
I would just like to say hello. My name is Debbie Johnson. I just moved to Oregon, and I'm very grateful to have this community available. I was with Vipassana Hawaii, and I am grateful for the opportunity to have another community to participate with.
Hi, Debbie. Welcome aboard. Are you living in Portland?
Yes.
Oh, good. So you'll be able to come to the center when we finally get back in.
That would be wonderful, yes.
It's really a gorgeous place. Yeah. Welcome.
Thank you.
Why did you leave Hawaii to come here, of all things?
For the weather.
Oh, I see. You wanted to rehydrate your skin and well, glad you're with us.
Thank you.
Well, let's go out today with the Ya Shakur practice. It's a beautiful practice from Islam. In Islam, there are the 101 beautiful names of God. Most Islamic prayer begins with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We begin in the name of Allah, whose names are compassion and mercy. It just occurred to me, I have here at home a goat skin with that written on it. I'll bring it out here. And Ya Shakur means quite simply and beautifully, how exquisitely the One, the universe, God, the mystery, is manifesting to me in this moment as you. It's like I bow to the Godhead within you, the Hindu one, forget the words. Anyway, it's done with a little gesture, which is that we fill our hands with all the love, the extra love, the fullness of love that we have from practicing together. And then we gesture to each other, and therefore to all beings, and we say, Ya Shakur. How exquisitely, beautifully you appear to me. So we'll do it 6 times, and please unmute yourself if you wish. And so we'll have the song of Ya Shakur 6 times. And let's be very mindful. Imagine filling your hands with all your love, and then Ya Shakur. Ya Shakur. Ya Shakur. Ya Shakur. Twice more. Ya Shakur. Ya Shakur. And that's a nice practice that we can do while driving. Don't need to do the hand motions, but to look over and see that person beside you on the freeway and just think, oh, how beautifully the universe is presenting itself to me in this moment as you. And of course, to our loved ones and children and pets, and ourselves when we look in the mirror. Now that'd be a good practice, wouldn't it? So I look forward to being with you tomorrow. Have a lovely, mindful, beautiful day. And see you soon. Thanks for coming.
Bye all.
Goodbye, Debbie. Thanks for coming aboard.
Thank you. Mahalo.
Mahalo.
Robert.
Goodbye, friends.
Then we listen to the rest of it.
Yeah. Let's do a couple tunes here, which I thought were his favorite.
Goodbye, friends.